Hi, this is Arlia Carmack, and I am doing a presentation on inclusive leadership for my AEP 855 class at Fort Hays State University. One of my favorite people is Stephen R. Covey, and in the third alternative, he gave several examples that really made me think about how it relates to inclusive leadership. An employee comes to the boss with a complaint about some stupid thing the company's doing. The typical boss hears a complaint, but the synergistic boss hears an idea. Another one is someone from corporate shows up and says, "I am here to help you." The employee may have a defensive response, feeling like the boss does not think the employee can do the job. The synergistic response would be a learning experience. Conflicting or diverse viewpoints are a gift. Diversity of viewpoint, background, position, these make for a much more robust solution than if everyone thinks alike. If we are a third alternative thinker, we are fascinated, not threatened, by the gap between us. If you practice the paradigm of synergy, you will inevitably arrive at a third alternative that makes the conflict irrelevant. You will say, "Let's look for something better than either of us have thought of." Everyone wins. Everybody is energized. Peter Senge is the leader that I chose to research, and he is a very good leader, very good example. And his ideas on systems thinking and breaking down the barriers in systems have revolutionized the way businesses run and how they relate to employee relations, and really taking a good look at, let's teach our employees to be leaders, and that will benefit everyone. A few of the examples from his shared vision video is, when we are really ourselves, when we really connect with who we are and what we care about, and we have the confidence and support being forthright and honest, we find each other. We discover the innate, deep commonality that are aspirations. And he quoted this quote, which really makes you think. It's by Carl Rogers. Said, "That which is most personal is most universal." Now, the people that I trust the most are the ones who are the most personal with me. So I think there's a lot more to that quote than just the words. In the next example, let the people talk to each other. Let them reflect on what matters to them. Create an environment where people are continually reflecting on what matters to them. Having conversations where they can connect with each other, and you will start to discover elements of a shared vision. This is the foundation. In Peter Senge also, I did another video research. It's called Navigating Webs of Interdependence. This one really made me think about the family, because he used the family as an example of interdependence and how we relate to each other. Most people who think of systems thinking, they think of something other than what is meant in his context of interdependence. He explains system thinking by asking, are you part of a family? This is an example of webs of interdependence. In family relationships, there are times when the outcomes are what nobody wants. To come up with what we might do differently so the outcome changes, we need to think about those problems and gain leverage on them. What does it take in business for people to start to discern non-obvious areas of leverage? A very deep and persistent commitment to real learning. And to do that, sometimes you have to be prepared to be wrong. You have to triangulate, and he explains triangulate as you need to get different people from different points of view who are seeing different parts of the system to come together and collectively start to see something that individually none of them see. And the last one, you need to be prepared that when you do start to see an area of relatively high leverage, it may take some time to develop, adopt, and apply really alternative behaviors and approaches. It may be years before a relatively higher leverage approach really bears fruit. And he talked about collective intelligence. I've never really thought of it in this way. I know that if you put more than two heads or more than one head together, two heads together are better than one. But he explains it in a really good way. He says, we need cities that work differently. We need industrial sectors that work differently. We need value change and supply change that are managed from the beginning to the end to produce social, ecological, and economic well-being. It's about what we can do collectively. The intelligence that matters is going to be collective intelligence. It's not going to be about the smart guy in the classroom or any of the dummies in the classroom. It's going to be a collective intelligence of everyone in the classroom. Everyone has something to share. Inclusive leadership is about relationships that can accomplish things for mutual benefit. Reaching leadership at this next level means doing things with people rather than to people, which is the essence of inclusion. The four main areas of inclusive leadership are respect for others, recognition of their input, responsiveness to them, pay attention. Responsibility in both directions is also enduring as a basis for leader-follower relations, which engenders approval. An example of this was given when President John F. Kennedy accepting responsibility for the failed invasion of Cuba at the Bay of Pigs incident, which illustrates a leader's approval from followers by taking responsibility. A vision has to be shared for everyone in your area of interest to understand where they are headed or the goals to be reached and internalized. People don't really want to picture only the leader's vision. They want to see how their own visions and aspirations will come true, how their hopes and dreams will be fulfilled. They want to view themselves in the picture of the future that the leader is painting. The key task for leaders is inspiring a shared vision, not selling their own idiosyncratic view of the world. From Causes and Posner, page 116. When we start each new class, it is one step closer to either helping the students reach their goal of attaining a degree, or as a student, one step closer to attaining a degree. When we plan with our advisor which classes we should take next, we share the vision. We talk about what is important to us and why we are getting a degree. Strengthening others requires upfront investments in initiatives that develop people's competencies and foster their confidence. These investments produce profits. Companies that spend more than the average amount on training have a higher return on investment than companies that are below average spenders. From Kouzes and Posner, page 259. Peter Singh said, "You need to get different people from different points of view who are seeing different parts of the system to come together and collectively start to see something that individually none of them see." When you have a very diverse team, including race, class, access, gender, and equity assignment, you have a better chance of dissecting the parts of the system to see solutions to breakdowns in the system. For example, Peter Singh used the example of a family. There are different personalities, different ways of thinking, and differences of opinions in a family. There are situations that come up that need to be resolved to keep peace in the family. The diversity and conflicts are much the same in the business arena as they are in the family. It is my opinion that inclusive leadership is modeling the classroom in businesses and organizations. We foster the success of each student in the classroom, respect each other's personalities and beliefs, assign projects and assignments for growth and learning, and work together in classroom tasks. The inclusive leader is an educator and understands the collective intelligence of each person on the team to the whole organization. The challenges of inclusive leadership is creating a safe environment where everyone can trust the leaders with their lives. There are so many people trying to climb that ladder of success in life that they forget the importance of everyone who helped them. Sometimes leadership is imagined to be something majestic and awe-inspiring, grand visions, world-changing initiatives, transforming the lives of millions, all are noble possibilities, but real leadership is in the daily moments. By Kouzes and Posner, page 342 to 343. And the very last thing in the Kouzes and Posner book is, the secret to success in life is to stay in love. Love your job. Love your family. Love your team. Love what you're doing. And your excitement will excite others. Your inspiration will inspire others. And to me, that's what an educator is. That's what a leader is. People helping people every day. This is the bibliography page. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I appreciate your time, and I have loved this class and learned a lot. Thank you.